Is it okay to date during your divorce? Or maybe it's towards the tail end of the divorce case. You know, in Michigan, divorce with kids can be a 6-month waiting period. They can go longer. So this can be going on 6, 8, 9 months. Is it okay to start dating someone else? Maybe you've been separated from your wife for a while anyway. So, there's a couple ways to answer this. Number one, in Michigan, it is technically still a crime to commit adultery, and that's committing adultery. You know, being in an affair with someone else, hooking up with someone else. You want to stay away from those things during the divorce. Until you have a final divorce judgment signed and it's been done, you want to avoid all that stuff. Technically, it's a crime. No one's ever been charged with this crime, but it tells you if the legislator thought enough about it to make it a crime, probably something you should stay away from. Another reason to avoid this, avoid dating during your divorce, even if you're at the tail end of it, avoid it until the divorce is actually final and there's no changing things, because it's just going to upset your spouse. You don't want your wife finding out that you're dating somebody, especially if you're not the one that told her. Even if you're no longer together, you're still legally married, you want to avoid it. It's just going to cause you trouble. This is the person we're going to have to negotiate with and work out a settlement, because you got to remember, most divorce cases are settled out of court. They're settled out of court. So 98% of divorce cases end up not going to trial, not going to a contested hearing, not having a judge decide things, which is good, but then that also means you have to work out something with your wife, whether it's property agreements or custody, parenting time, child support issues, alimony, whatever might be going on in your divorce case that needs to be agreed upon. You don't want that other person mad at you because you dated somebody a couple times and shouldn't have. You don't want them finding that out, using that against you, and now they're making it difficult for you to settle your divorce case just because they're mad about your dating life. It's best to just stay away from it. You're never going to keep it completely quiet. It's just not worth the risk. You don't want your kids finding out. You don't want boyfriends or girlfriends around your kids under any circumstances, and you really should just stay away from that whole world in the first place. You know, it's sort of like telling people to stay off of social media during a divorce, which is also something that we do. That's the advice we give on that. There's no way to do it a little bit. You just got to stay away. So I would avoid it, not just because technically it's illegal, but because it can upset your spouse in your divorce case. You don't need that. That's the person you got to work out a deal with. So I would stay away from dating during your divorce.